Well, I mean, I can pick now since we're semi, you know,
In post.
in
Semi
post.
in
Yeah,
post.
we are semi in post.
How are you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. You know me. I don't sleep. Figuring things out. You know.
I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay. It's okay. Now that I'm reverting back to a night person, which is very odd. I know we already talked about it, but man, I felt so good waking up in the morning, and now it's
Right.
you know I am no longer in the morning anymore, and I don't know, but I do get that spark at the nighttime though, so that's something I can never get rid of.
Yeah. You know, it's very fascinating when you talk to people who are like diehard night owls
Yeah.
who have been working night shift for
Mhm.
God knows how long. And they're just like, I thrive during the nighttime. And I'm like, how?
Well, okay, we were joking because you said you were out having fun till like 4 a.m, and I say I'm a nighttime person these days, but you know, if I'm like out and it's like 10, I'm like, man, you know, nowadays I'm like, damn, it's late, jeez.
Yeah, you're like, man, it's almost past my bedtime.
Man,
I need
I'm
to
trying
go
to
home.
fucking bed, man. I'm tired.
Who's doing intro today?
It is me. I'm doing the intro. Welcome everybody to Uned Education Station once again. It's episode 117. I brought in the YouTuber voice back at it again. I'm here with my co-host Zach, and if I didn't mention it, I'm Arthur, and this is Uned 117. Oh, it's good to be in the Discord sessions again.
17.
117. When are we just gonna say fuck it? Season 2, episode 1.
Are we? Can you imagine if we did seasons of like 100 and something episodes?
I mean, technically, because of the way we have to upload it to Spotify, this is season 1.
Oh,
I mean, it's just a perpetual season 1, but you know.
I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to start season 2?
It's a good question. I mean, or we just keep going perpetually. I think once there is a drastic change and we're really comfortable with this drastic change, then maybe we start a season 2 if we're ready to kind of... Okay, drastic change might not be the right word because I think the vibe will still be the same, but as far as conversations, as far as people getting people in, but I think when we're more situated, probably, you know what, maybe after these Discord sessions, after we're kind of done with these, because we're kind of...
Yeah.
Just sitting here waiting to finish these off while I do my big set rotation, which will be soon. You know, it's July now, which is interesting to think about. So, and I said it was going to happen in July, so...
Bro, where did the year go?
I know, right?
Like, dude, that's so weird.
Hey,
because,
speaking
like,
of which, hey, happy 4th of July, late 4th of July, by the time you guys watch this. Happy Independence Day. God bless America. Hopefully you can shoot fireworks in your county.
because we can't.
We can't. Nope. Too
Legally.
dongerous. Too dongerous.
Too donger.
But it's okay. I don't know. Are you gonna do anything for 4th? I mean, you know, I think it's all. Usually everybody does something for the 4th, so I don't know.
I mean, my parents are gone. They're out of town.
Oh yeah.
And they're usually the people who are like encouraging me to do stuff for 4th of July. So I'm kind of like,
right.
I'm not really feeling it.
No, that's
But-
fair. That's fair.
I mean, you know, I'm not gonna go out, spend a couple $100s on fireworks and just be like, yay, I'm lighting fireworks by myself.
Yeah,
But-
that's gonna. Yeah, I know, but yeah, that's fair. I mean, for us, it is the fireworks, I guess, but it's just, you know, getting with family, eating dinner, you know, food, stuff like that, and then maybe throw some poppets, you know, because that's all we can do.
I will say that Andy was over here the
yeah?
other day, and he brought Roman candles, and we decided to like.
Oh, that's fun.
Dangerous.
fight?
is yeah, we shot him at each other.
I will never do that. I don't know. I just don't understand. I don't know what the like. Maybe I kind of get that they disperse in the air, but it's just if you point one of those things at me, Zach, we're not friends anymore. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's fine. And like I don't.
He said,
There
"No,
are
I'm gonna do it anyways."
no. There are some people that you can shoot Roman candles at, and there are just some people that you can't. And once you learn that line, I'm staring at the camera now. Once you know that line, where you know what you can do with what friends without ruining your friendship, that's how you know that you're good friends. Like if I shot Roman candles at Arthur, he'd be like, "Fuck you, bro. Like this is ridiculous."
And then I would point it at your R6. That's how you know. I've seen too many of these videos, Zach. I've seen too many of these firework videos, these firework fails, and they're all dumb. And you know what it is? It's also the Roman candles. They're pointing at each other, and then one person points it too close to like someone's car or someone to the grass or something, and it's just not good. Heebie-jeebies. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too scary.
Yeah.
Fireworks
Yeah.
are no joke. One time, have you ever had a firework explode on you?
Yes.
Cool. I have as well. It's such a vivid memory. Or I don't know if vivid is the right word, but I remember it so specifically. I was super young, and we were doing 4th of July at my house. And that's how you know this is a long time ago, because we never have fucking parties at our house. We had all the family over, and then we were doing 4th of July stuff, you know, as one does, right?
Right.
And oh gosh, my uncle's pickup, he was parked in our driveway, and then us being kids, you know, we want to sit in the pickup, or we want to sit in the bed, right? So we all sat in the back and watched the fireworks there, even though, I mean, it wasn't really a better view, but we were on the, you know, in the trunk of a pickup truck. That's fun, right? For kids. Standards were really low back then.
Yeah. How things
Back in
have changed.
2005.
Yeah.
But okay, maybe it was a little later than that. Maybe I think I was probably like maybe 8. This is one of my earliest memories. And we had our neighbors were doing fireworks as well, and they brought out this really bougie firework. I can't quite remember what it looked like. I just remember that it was very, how do I say, DIY.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
like someone's had a little artist touch to it. You know. And
That's horrifying.
yeah, and we were just doing our fireworks, you know, having family time, you know, just enjoying the loud fireworks and the wands and stuff. And this was back when we can still shoot fireworks up in the air. And they bust that out and they put it on the street right next to us. And it goes, they light it, and then they go back, and I'm not looking at it. I'm still, me and my cousins that are in the trunk of the car, or the pickup rather, are still focused on ours, because you know we're having our show, you know, we're having fun, watching the little dinky 9-barrel thing that sits on the ground, just flares up and doesn't do anything else than that.
Yeah.
You know, the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was sarcasm, but it's kind of fun. Out of nowhere, there's just this loud fucking boom. Like
Oh God.
the loudest ear-shattering boom you've ever heard in your life. And there's materials and screws flying everywhere. And
Screws?
I know it's screws because we got pelted by some. We didn't get impaled, but we got pelted by the remnants of blown off screws. And
they just made a bomb.
they did make a bomb, yes.
That's
And they put it
so spooky.
on the center of the street where we were the closest to. And it exploded, and we got pelted by debris, burnt plastic, broken off screws. Thank God. I mean, thank God we didn't get like impaled or anything, but it was fucked. And ever since that was probably one of the scariest firework explosions hitting. That was one of the only firework fails I've ever been a part of. Luckily, thank God, because that was fucking terrifying, and I didn't get hurt.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How about
I know
yourself?
it.
How about yourself? Sorry.
Oh, I know a guy who blew off 4 of his fingers from lighting a firework that he just randomly found on the street,
Nice.
and like it literally blew up in his hand. that wasn't good. Um, yeah, I mean, as far as personal situations that I've been in, um, I think there's been like a time or two where we lit, you know, those mortars where it comes in like a cylinder, or like you shoot it out of a cylinder and then it shoots up into the sky and then it goes pa, and then it
Yeah,
has like
yeah.
all the sparkly sparkles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there was one time where we were being pyros and decided to see if we could put two of them in one tube and light them both at the same time and just see what happens.
Oh no.
So the first one shot, or like the top one shot straight up, everything was fine. The second one, instead of like exploding 40 feet in the air, it exploded inside of the tube. Luckily, the tube was made out of cardboard, so it's like it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But
Oh geez. I don't know. That's still pretty bad.
yeah, yeah, it just exploded, and it was terrifying. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think because it was more so scary than dangerous. Just because we were so
I don't
close
know.
to
It
it.
sounds pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
To me, at least. I don't know. My standards are way lower, I guess.
Well, it was dangerous. It was a really spooky situation, but it was kind of one of those things that we just laughed off, like, "Oh, that was terrifying. Cool. Okay." And then we continued with fireworks like nothing had happened.
Hmm.
Kind of one of those fuck around and find out type things. But
I mean,
yeah,
I'm always the guy who at least growing up, it took a while. Like I got pretty old before I got rid of the whole close your ears when it went off phase because they were too loud.
Yeah.
You know, it took a long
Yeah.
time for me at least. I don't know about you, but
I
I
mean, I
was an
got
earplugger for a very long, probably more than half my time here so far.
I think I mean, I did that when I was like really really young, but not for very long. I've always been like super enthralled by fireworks, and the loud noises don't really bother me, um, which is interesting. And
That's
that
good.
probably has me being too close to loud noises is probably one of the reasons why I get tinnitus sometimes.
Yeah, I mean that could be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I love 4th of July. I love
Oh yeah,
just
it's a lot of fun.
yeah. I love just the idea of getting the family together, doing a barbecue, letting off some fireworks, and just kind of enjoying quality time with people, you know?
Oh, the barbecues are great. Honestly, there's not very many other than major holidays that you really get to be with your family a lot. So it's good to have them every now and then. July 4th is always a good
Yeah.
one, you know. It felt great American pride type of day, even though I mean, I'm not American. Oh, I am American. My family isn't American. But we do it just for fun anyways. We're going to go to one soon, and it's going to be kind of a combo because my younger cousin, her birthday is on July 3rd. So
Oh,
then we're going to do July 3rd, July 4th type
cool.
of thing because is it the 3rd right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 3rd right now. So it's her birthday. So then we'll do her birthday / July 4th. So we'll get to do combine it, less headaches, less hassles, less work, to combine both parties. You know how it go. Actually, no, I think they're still doing a party thing with like the younger kids
Mhm.
at her house because I know my mom was talking about it. But then we're gonna all go tomorrow, I guess, and then do some things. I mean, we can't shoot shit in the air, but we can at least
Yeah.
hang out like some family, and it's a nice one.
Mhm.
It's the same it's the same cousins that I mentioned who live up in the center, and they have the
Oh,
kind of the
yeah,
larger
yeah.
they have like the larger area. So
Mhm.
it's a little desolate's not the right word, but it's a nice house, and you kind of are forced to do activities that isn't be on your phone because there's no service and the Wi-Fi is bad. So
Of course it is.
yeah, but it's it's for the better. It's not like we go
Yeah.
up there all the time. So I mean,
Yeah,
better for me. I mean, I know for the other kids, they're like, but I don't mind. Especially since now they got me playing cards and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, aunt, my godmother, she lives out in the boondocks north
Oh
of
yeah.
Spokane, and
Ooh.
every single time I go over there, we'll like go out and go kayaking, we'll go fishing, um, and just be outside all day, every day that I'm there.
Hmm.
And there's something really, really nice about just being able to be outside on a back porch, drinking a cup of coffee, feels like you're out in the middle of nowhere, and just
Oh
having a
yeah.
grand old time. Like there's no better way to start the day for me
Oh
than
yeah. It's like
making a cup of coffee.
waking up in like a Skyrim cutscene,
Yeah, yeah.
That's something about it. When I was driving up all the way to Spokane, I was like, those rolling hills, Zach. The
Oh, I
the
know.
the the Windows XP
Yeah.
background type shit, Zach.
Mm-hmm. I
That
know.
that's it's so weird to think that it's not fake.
Yeah.
It's like it's real life. These rolling green pastures and these rocky mountains that just scale so high up. It's really just like you're in a video game cutscene, and it's so fascinating. I can't believe it's actually a thing. When I was driving up there, you would think that long drive I would sleep. I didn't sleep. I was going up with my aunt, and we're just talking and just looking, admiring the view, and it was a good time. I was awake and conscious that entire car ride. Very long car ride, to be fair, but it was just cool to see everything. So I didn't want to. I didn't want to miss out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well, next
think
time we drive up there, I'm knocking though. But it was good to see it. At first.
I mean, I've done that drive dozens of times over the years, and it never gets any less amazing.
Mhm.
Like the views that you get when you're doing that drive. That drive in particular, I don't really know why it's so beautiful. But like, so we're like on more of like the southern side of the state, and
Mhm.
so we have to go up north and then cut east and like do a weird thing, um to get over to Spokane. Um
It is
and we
very
just
odd. It's not like a direct diagonal shot. You kind of, if I remember correctly, we kind of like, oh gosh, you kind of have to go down to Oregon for a second, right? If I remember correctly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have.
yeah.
That's very odd since we're not like it's like you have to go down to go up, but it's because we have to go east first. It's so strange. I know I was confused at first because we were starting taking like 205 south, and I was like, now hold on a minute.
I'm not very
I don't. I may not know my roads very well, but
I may not be good at geography, but I'm pretty sure we don't go south to go north.
I've
Joke's
done
on
these
you.
things a few times now.
Joke's on you. You do have to go south to go north.
Oh yeah, oh
Um,
yeah.
it's so funny. And it's so interesting as I've gotten older and as I've been driving around more road tripping, like going across the state and stuff. It still throws me off that you have to go north to get to like the Oregon coast. Like that
Do
idea just
you?
blows my mind. Yeah. Well, it depends. I know that oh man.
I would
Like
know, but I'm trying to picture it in my head. But considering you had to go south to go east, then back north, it doesn't sound too far fetched.
yeah. The weirdest thing is I forget that Oregon has like a little lumpy hump thing that goes into like what you would think was Washington, and it's not. And so like I would be driving north towards like Longview in that area, and then if you cut west you're going to end up back in Oregon. And that's such a weird
No.
thing. Like I always just assume that Oregon's just a box, but it's not. It's very oddly shaped. Um,
I mean, I assumed it was a box too. I didn't really think about it until I guess you mentioned it, because there's that little, little dinky divot there, I guess, if you will.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no geography major, nor am I a geography minor, nor am I a geography,
What?
nor am I a geo dude. But I don't know. I don't leave my house a lot. I will say, okay. One time we were going to. I was driving to Woodland, which is north, I think. Right?
Yeah, Woodlands North?
Yes. See, I didn't know this. I thought this was in Oregon. Okay. Because we have a temple there, and it's not the temple I normally go to, but it's like a really big temple with really big real estate. And they're having a festival. They do this for Loud New Year, and we were doing that. My aunts and uncles invited us to go out. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So me and Alvin, my brother Alvin, we just said, fuck it, got up early and drove up there. But I didn't know where it was because I've never driven there, so I just popped out the GPS. It's modern day. It's what we do, and I just. It started. I really thought it was Oregon because a lot of the temples here that I know at least are in Oregon. Like you have to take 205, and there's a temple in Sandy, and there's a temple in Foster. Yeah, Foster. Which are names that don't make any sense to anybody who don't drive down there, but even maybe not even at all. But if you just keep going down from where we are to Oregon, these are just exits. And then that's kind of what we call it. And that's where you're going to find the temples. Not in, like Vancouver. There's no temples in Vancouver. So I've never gone to a temple in Washington. So I was under the impression that they don't exist. At least not in southern Washington. So I was like, okay, so we're going to go to Oregon. And that's fine, I've driven to I've driven to Sandy and I've driven to Foster. I've never driven to Woodland. I don't really even remember where that is. So I was like, okay, it's probably further out than Foster because that's the furthest one out that I know. So I run the GPS and I'm driving and they say, take 205 north, which is the freeway to go north, up. And I'm like, now hold on a minute.
Yeah, dude, it's so weird.
The visual confusion I had was like, now I'm no, I may have dropped out of my geology 101 class, but something's not right. That's not Oregon.
I'm not very good at geography.
But
no,
yeah,
Woodland.
but no.
Woodland's north, a little bit north of the center, so like north of Ridgefield.
Gotcha. Yeah, I realized that because we were heading. They took me north, and I was like, okay, I guess maybe it was one of those situations where you have to go north to go south. These driving things. This is exactly see why I hate driving. Like I know, peeps like you. It's like it's whatever. Driving is cool. Driving is whatever. You don't mind hitting the gas and seeing the scenic view and looking out the window and getting mad at other cars and trying to cut each other off and play footsies with each other's bumpers. You know what I mean? Like I know that that's the driving vibe, but. For me, it's not so much so. Oh, man, and when I start working down in Hillsboro in the fall, oh, my God, that's going to fucking suck ass.
Yeah. But the nice thing is that you're going to be working during the nighttime, so you're going to be going south when everyone's going north.
I think, to what everybody's told me so far, it's still going to be bad. Because I'm going to be going south. I mean, I'm going to be going south. Because I'm going to Hillsboro. So that means that there are people, like a lot of people that live in Washington or Vancouver that are driving up north, like going back up from Portland because most people in Vancouver work in Portland. But there's also people in Portland going back to Hillsboro or Beaverton.
Oh, fair. That's fair.
So but as long as I get past that Portland part and kind of that Beaverton part, I'm pretty much good. But it's that section that's just gonna suck ass. So I'm not safe. Yeah. I'm not safe because I'm still, no matter what, driving during rush hour time. So I'll get to be in the thick of it, and oh man, that's gonna be lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I work in Portland, so it's a similar vibe. I mean, when I was working nights, it was so nice. Like I used to work 5 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Oh,
and
that's nice.
yeah, it was pretty good.
That's great.
I will say that it did kind of mess up my sleep schedule an exponential amount. Um, and since I had
Well,
stuff going on,
sure, but not okay. Zach, I'm going to be doing 7 to 7.
fair enough. Yeah. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So when I was driving home at 3 o'clock in the morning, there was just nobody there. It was so bizarre. It was like, oh yeah,
Man,
I'm just cruising along, having a grand old time, and there's literally like two cars on the road on
that's
all of I-5.
that's crazy. That's crazy. I can't even imagine. Even like if you're driving at like 2, 3 p.m. or something. I never really get the chance to drive super late like that. The latest I've ever had to drive was maybe like 2 a.m. maybe, so pretty close. And to be fair, that was a pretty smooth drive as well. Like not
Yeah.
no traffic, no nothing like that. But still a handful of cars. Like we're not stopping, but we're relatively bundled up. I mean, to be fair, it is a weekend, so other people are probably moving back up and down. This was when I was at a party or something like that, right?
Right.
And then
Yeah.
last
I
long,
mean,
and then everybody else is also at parties lasting long, and then driving back, that type of thing.
yeah. I mean, it definitely is really fascinating just kind of being out and about during certain times of the day or like different times because when you're out at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning driving around, most of the time, a vast majority of the time, you're just gonna see like truck drivers or like people who are commuting.
Mm.
Um, and I mean, of course, people being stupid and like drinking and driving and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff, but not a lot of people who are just being dickheads for no reason, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
See,
it's
my
very
strat
weird.
is because I don't drive fast like y'all. I drive reasonable. Like I'm not speed limit Sally. But I'm not seeing how far I can rip my hatchback. Actually, in fact, if I go any higher than 70, no, once I hit 70, the wheel starts getting shaky. So I don't even like going 70 sometimes. Um, but otherwise, I'm usually just, 5 over, maybe, like a little, like a, like a 10, maybe if I'm on the far left lane,
Don't tell the feds.
But my strat, and this is a technique that my music tutor taught me because she drives a lot for her touring and stuff, is that truckers are great drivers. And if you are afraid of the road, or you're afraid of driving late, or you in the rain or something, hug a truck. Hug an 18
Hug a truck.
hug an 18 wheeler. Just sit behind them, get sandwiched by them, whatever the fuck you want to do. Hug them because they know how to drive.
Right. That's fair, actually. I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They are the best drivers that you will sit on the road because they know stupidity more than we do. They've seen some bad
Right.
things. They probably think what we do is annoying sometimes that we don't even think about. They are good drivers. In general, I mean, at least me, I've never had a situation where they're bad drivers. And I mean, have you seen? Oh, there's this guy on TikTok that you may have seen him. He road rages a lot, and he's a truck driver.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Road rage is not the right word, but he's calling out dumbass drivers who do stupid things like don't use their blinkers when they're should use their blinkers, and when people are not staying in their lane or cutting people off or trying to make stupid maneuvers and stuff, and he's like, you fucking dumbass, and it's like this right here, this guy, this is my generalization, I guess, of all truck drivers. That's not. I
Yeah.
mean, I've made it. Okay, but it's a good generalization though.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to say, Ty.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
generalization I would like to have.
I mean, I think about it. Truck driver, most of the time, a vast majority of the time, the truck drivers that I see are usually very aware of what's going on around them.
Mhm.
And I thought it was really funny that you were like, if you're scared of driving on the freeway, hug a truck. And the first thing that I thought was, please do not literally hug. Please do not literally hug the truck. Like, don't hit the truck.
Okay, well, Zach, that's just okay. I need you to at least give me a little bit of credit when I say words, because that's obviously stupid. If you get scared, drive off the bridge. Okay, come on now. You know what I mean?
If you get scared, commit tax fraud.
No, just be buddy with the truck. I mean, maybe
Yeah,
pick
I
your
know.
poison. Pick your poison though. Like don't sit in their blind spot. That's not probably the best spot to be in. You know,
Yeah.
but just like behind them. You know.
Yeah.
Just behind them is fine, you know. Just keep a good, solid car distance from each other, you know, and
Yeah.
just be careful.
I know you weren't saying literally rear end the truck. I just thought
That's
it
what
was
Zach
funny.
wanted me to say. So for everybody, all the new drivers that are listening, when you see an 18-wheeler truck, Zach wants you to touch bumpers with them. Zach wants you to ride side by side with them, with your door connecting to their wheels that are the size of your car.
That's funny. Anyways,
And he also wants when you see a truck, you drive in front of them
and brake check them.
and brake check. Yep, exactly. Because despite popular opinion, they can brake fine. They can brake just as fast as you.
Please don't do that.
Okay, thank you. Anyways, 4th of July is coming. I'm excited for it. You know,
I am too.
That's good. That's good. You watched the last episode of Demon Slayer?
Of course, I watched the last episode of Demon
That's
Slayer.
crazy because I haven't yet.
Really? Okay.
No, I haven't. I've been really busy. I haven't watched anything. I watched the most anime I've ever watched while I was away in Lincoln City. I just downloaded a shit ton of anime and just sat there and watched through the night because it fucking sucked. Every year we go to Lincoln City, I think twice. Once during Father's Day and once during Veterans Day. The 2 times we go down to Lincoln City, which is like how do I say, kind of like a coastal type of town, you know? I mean, it is. That's what it is. It is a coastal town. And there's an outlet, and you can rent beach houses, and that's what we always do. We all rent a beach house, and I'm like, wow, beach house so extravagant. Well, we're stuffing like 5-6 families inside, so I don't know about extravagant, but you know, and this time around we got the smallest beach house to date.
Oh no.
Yeah, and we had to cram 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 families in a 2-story beach house.
Jeez.
With the width of probably from, let's see, my room, this wall right here, to maybe where the stairwell starts in the hallway.
Oh.
Yeah, very skinny, very short. So that was tough. And normally that'd be fine, right? For like, I don't know, maybe you can you can sack 2-3 families in there, maybe even 4. But we had a good old 5 to 6. And that sucked.
I cannot imagine that.
Yeah, so that was rough. Me and my cousin Brandon, who I mentioned before, I built a computer for him. He and I kind of sat down. We had a bunker down in basically where the washer and dryers were, and it was weird, right? Because there was a little entertainment area. You know, they had at beach houses. If you ever gone to one, they have these entertainment areas where there's a room dedicated to like a theater room, basically. That's separate from the living room, because the living room does have the TV and the couches and stuff. But then there is a theater. I don't know what kind of room would you call it? Like I guess
like
a
a
theater.
game room.
Yeah, a game room. That's a good word. Yeah. except this one was attached to the washer and dryer. And there was, I don't know if anybody knows anything about washer and dryers, Zach.
They're fucking loud.
They're very loud, yes. So that fucking sucked. Now, you could say, okay, well, what? Arthur, you fucking idiot. Why don't you just not run a washer and dryer overnight? Duh. You know, sure, yes, that makes plausible sense. That's very factual. That makes, I get it. You know, why would you run a loud dryer and washer if you're in the same room as it when you're trying to sleep? That's totally fair. That's a very valid question. Now go ahead, Zach. Ask me that.
Arthur, why wouldn't you?
Because they were broken.
Wait, if they were broken.
Let me tell you why they were broken. They still worked fine. They were loud. You could spin the dial and it would spin and shoot water and shit. The washer was fine. Sorta. I don't know. There were many times where it would just over soak and then stop itself, I found. But in general, as long as you caught it, it was fine. Well, actually, no, the timer was broken. I think that's what it was. Like, it would say an hour is left, but it would like be slower. It's like the internal clock was slow for. I don't even know how that's possible. I mean, no, it was digital, so I can see how that was possible. But an hour session would take like 3 hours, so that already wasn't ideal. The dryer did not dry.
Fuck.
Yep. And we found that out the second night. Oh, Zach, that fucking sucked. So we were sitting there trying to dry these towels, or dry our little beach towels and our hot tub towels, because there's a hot tub. Oftentimes there's hot tubs in these beach houses in Lincoln City, so that's awesome. And the one that we had was actually pretty nice. I guess that's where all the budget went. And not to the fucking dryer that was broken. It was actually fine. Like, you would throw in the lint sheets, and there was no lint. I checked it. I may seem kind of stupid, but my dad taught me well, and I get the very basic maneuver of checking the lint sheet to make sure there's no lint. Well, we made sure, you know. And I also would stop the dryer when it's done, halfway done or whatever, and it was warm in there. It was hot. It was hot in there. They should be drying. Why were they not drying? Why are they not drying? It was fun. It was hot. It was hot inside, and it was spinning, but it wasn't drying. I had to redo loads so many times. One single load would take 3-4 hours.
Oh, no.
So that is why the dryer may or may not had to be going when we were sleeping. Now, here's the thing. Brandon, I mean, maybe he's lying to me, but it seemed he would knock out all the time. Heavy sleeper. Good for him.
Not great for you.
Not great for me. I'm not a light sleeper, but it's a fucking dryer.
If you're like 4 feet away from a dryer,
it's right,
as it's going
right there. It's right. If I'm sleeping against this wall, it is right there.
Oh no.
And I had to sleep on the ground. So I was also getting the ground vibrations.
That just does not sound like a fun time.
No, it was not. And this was not Brandon's fault. It was just the luck. It's just kind of how it went, right? The bed was actually pretty comfy. It was way softer than it looked. Like, you would sit on the cushions and you would literally melt into it. Pretty cool. Me, on the other hand, there was only one couch in that little rec area, or game room area. So I was on the floor, which was concrete. And I had 2 sleeping bags stacked onto each other.
You slept on a concrete floor at a beach house. You know, you're making this vacation sound less and less fun the more you talk about it.
I know. It's the same vacation that I broke my fucking wrist. Sprained it. Well, I don't know actually anymore because it still fucking hurts. Well, I know sprains take a while, so, but it still hurts sometimes. It depends. I don't know. But yeah, that fucking sucked. Now, to be fair, during the time, his mom came over to just kind of hang out. Her and his dad got a hotel nearby, so their son could hang out with everybody else, things like that, right? And she brought along a big old air mattress, so that was pretty sick. So I got 3 layers, and that night was a little better.
Yes.
But that was one of the 4 nights. Oh no, 3 nights. One of 3 nights.
Dude, I've had situations like that where I've just had to like make it work in like the shittiest situations. I mean, granted, I'm used to sleeping on the floor because like I would go and hang out with like Ben at his parents' house or whatever, and at his mom's house he had a bed that was like barely big enough for him, and so I would just sleep on the ground and I would just have a blanket and a pillow and be content.
Nice.
I mean,
Was
it
it
was
wood?
carpeted.
Oh, carpet. That's good.
Yeah, carpet was great. Or just like sleeping on a tiny little. It was like that thick, a mat just like on the ground.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've done that. We at my grandpa's house, or his old house that was nearby us. We would spend the night there all the time since parents work, we get off school, that type of vibe. So spend the night there all the time, and we had this is so nostalgic for me to say. It was like these trifold mattress things.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I know exactly what you're
that
talking
you
about.
can stuff inside the closet and take it out whenever, and it was a Z, or it was folded up, and you rip the Velcro off, and then you full land out, and you get a nice like 1.5 inch thick mattress. That was pretty great. That was pretty solid. But I don't know. That was fine. Maybe just these days my back can't keep up.
You brought it up.
Yeah, I did bring it up.
That's one of those things that I used to do all the time, literally all the time. And I find it kind of funny because like I sit here and think about it, and I'm like, I could have just slept in my bed. Like we were at my house, and instead of sleeping in my own bed, I decide to just sleep on the floor, literally like right over there.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that is a bit odd. I will say, huh? But I mean, you wanted to hang out, right? So
yeah, I mean that wasn't when I was living, or like when I moved into this room. It was before that. But.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I think. Oh, that's not too bad. Come on now, chipper up, Zach.
Yeah, no, it was definitely the things that we did when we were younger just make absolutely no sense now.
I mean, I guess, but when you're younger, your body is so youthful and it just can endure so much. It can endure weather, it can endure harsh environments and hardwood floors and shit. Like I could probably like I think about this a lot, and the like the middle school chairs, those blue chairs, that were just plastic and the little bolts that would static electricity discharge onto you if you were statically ready for it, and oftentimes it was missing one of those rubberized legs or one of the rubberized feet.
It would wobble.
It would wobble, yeah, and it just would just cost too much money to buy those little rubber feets in bulks of like a pack of 100 or 1,000 for like $20.
But
And
also, that was the same middle school that had history books from like the 90s.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it probably still does. I mean, how else are you gonna catch up on America's story of us? You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, bro.
Now,
How do you remember that?
Oh, middle school was a blur, but I remember America's story of us. I remember that entire thing because it was kind of lit.
It was really cool.
It was
I think
pretty cool.
that was one of the very few occasions where I was like, this is so cool. Like
Yes.
I enjoy this thoroughly.
Yes. Okay. Well, my point is that you ever get really tired, Zach? Because it's the morning, and we finish our morning cartoons. We watch Pokemon or Beyblade or Bakugan or SpongeBob. Well, SpongeBob never really came on that early in the morning because by then it was still Nick Jr. Disney Nick Jr. Disney Jr. right and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And we would just be like, hey man, I'm so tired. I'm just gonna sleep. I'm going to sit on these uncomfortable blue chairs and rest do this, one of these.
Yep.
Head on it. Head on my arms and just rest against the tape, the little dinky desk in front of us, hunched over like, hold on, I'm gonna turn around and hunched over like this. You see my back?
Mm-hmm.
And then sleep. And
Bro.
then just kind of take 5 minutes. And then I try that 10 years later in college. And I'm like, man, I'm so tired from these morning classes. I'm just going to take a second before class starts. Just take a second.
That shit ain't working.
This
bro.
not working, Zach. No, my back is like, do not want this. You don't want this. You don't want it. Your forehead, your arms, for whatever reason, I guess your arms are just longer. Your wingspan is expanded, and now it's uncomfortable to put your head against this right now. Or now your head is just you're too big, or maybe you're just strong. Your upper body is too strong now, and you're gonna put your head on your forearms, and your forearms gonna fall asleep. It's gonna be uncomfortable, and it's like, fuck, man, I just want to take a nap. Shit, it's 7 in the
man.
morning. I drove here to class for some fucking geology. I had to wake up at 6. I don't even like this class. I'm supposed to be working in After Effects. Why am I doing geology? You know those classes, Zach?
Why am I paying for a geology class? Why am I paying to learn fucking algebra 2 when I'm supposed to be working in After Effects. I'm supposed to be working in After Effects.
I'm supposed to be touching Photoshop. Why am I touching rocks?
I have no idea. Yeah, dude. I feel that.
That was a tangent. I'm sorry. I dropped my remote.
No, it's totally fine. Yeah, I totally feel
and I can't even grab a nap. Oh man.
I can't even
miserable.
sleep when I want to. You know,
Man.
like at night, whenever I'm like, oh man, I'm so tired, dude. I need to get some good sleep before I die inside. And then it's just like, no.
I know. That's what happened last night. Well, okay, I had a little bit of motive because I was trying to set up this YouTube streaming thing since I'm going to attempt to kind of start streaming on YouTube as well. I'll still do Twitch and stuff. I know Twitch is going through their thing right now. I am not really one to, jump on bandwagon stuff, but it's not really bandwagon. I don't know. Twitch is kind of weird lately. I don't think I'll ever go to Kick. I mean, I might try it just because it is what it is.
Right.
But I think it's a good idea as a small streamer and stuff. It's good to kind of branch out, I realize, rather than stick to one place. So, which is why I'm really glad I started my YouTube, the second YouTube channel, Anuki_2, and I figured why not try streaming there. So we're going to attempt that. By the time this episode goes up, we've already done that stream. So I mean, you can check it out. If I remember, I'll put the VOD at some point, or I'll put the VOD in the description maybe, or the comments, or I don't know, something like that. Hopefully it went well.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that it turns out all right.
Yeah, but that was my motive for staying up late. But
Wait.
sometimes I. Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. I just realized something random. And
Sure.
by the time this episode comes out, the question will be answered. Am I gonna have a lav? Because I know that you were talking about you being laved up.
Yes, you will be laved too. Because why not? I guess. Well, I mean, there is a certain charm of having the host, if you will, be laved, and then the side character, quote unquote, or other guests or outside guests or whatever, or the cameraman, for example, to not be laved, and then he just kind of chimes in from the background. There is that
Yeah.
charm, and I actually prefer that because it's funnier.
Yeah.
But because of the situation and because I don't know, denoise it will knock you out because we are going to use denoise because we need the AC on, otherwise we're going to melt in the middle of the day. Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So you'll be laved. So you can chime in. I'll probably
Yeah.
have you, because I want to have a buddy to talk to. So it'll be more of a casual session. It won't be. We're not really making a video. We're just building a computer. Oh, that's what we're doing, by the way. We're building a computer. It's been a long time since I built a computer, actually. So it's gonna be kind of fun. We're doing it to build for my good friend Sora, and we'll be shipping it out. It was a project that he's wanted to work on. He asked me to do it. I'm glad to oblige. I love building computers, even though it's been a while. And what can go wrong?
Why you got to speak that into existence, man? Oh man.
I'm a professional, Zach.
Professional adult Lego man.
I just can't carry anything with my right hand.
Right, and that's why I'm going to be there.
Well, you're gonna be holding a camera, so I don't know how much you can
Oh, fair.
carry things.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's okay. I'll just be left-handed today. What's the worst that can happen? It's not my computer. I'm just kidding.
What? Hold up. Wait a minute.
I mean, kind
Something
of
ain't
is.
right.
We're using some of my parts because he wanted to use the 11 dynamic, the white case that I use, the Lianli one.
Oh, yeah.
The one I just have sitting in my hallway to use as a table to hold up air fresheners.
You mean the one that was a pain in the ass to build in?
Yeah. That one.
Fun.
Yeah, but it'll be fine because now I have more experience. That was when I was first building computers. Isn't that funny to think about?
Mhm.
The last time you pointed a camera at me when we were doing that the Brandon build. But the first video where you pointed at me building a computer was in that 011 dynamic, and we're doing virtually the same thing. We're doing another AIO, and we're doing a build in it, all white.
Mhm.
So it'll be kind of fun. It'll be kind of funny in a way too to see what goes wrong. I mean, I'm sure nothing will go wrong, but I also haven't really prepared for it very much. I also haven't really tested the parts. I also haven't opened up some of the parts. It's still in boxes. So, but I'm pretty sure they've all delivered.
Sounds like a winner.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, the boxes are there. The Amazon and Newegg boxes, that is. I haven't opened them. So, for all I know, there could be bricks in there.
What could go wrong?
But they're there. So,
They are there.
the box is there at the very least. So, we'll have some fun with that. But yeah, I don't know. I think that'll just be a fun kind of project to work on.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely really excited to kind of see what ends up coming of
what that would be.
Yeah.
I if this works out well, oh man, it would be so great to do more of these live camera streams for whatever they are.
Yeah. I think that would be really cool. I'm definitely really interested to see how it goes from like a filmer perspective because I've never done something like this before.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, it's fine. I was testing it all the way up until 4 or 5 a.m., so it should be fine. But hey, if you're watching this now, you may know the answer already. So, yeah, that's all I have. Thank you everybody for listening, and thank you everybody for watching and sticking around with us for 117 episodes. Videos are popping up in the bottom. You guys know the vibe. Subscribe. It means so much to us, and we love talking with y'all, and we love continuing to do what we do. And you know, I shout out the second channel a lot, and I know it's kind of shameless plugging, but I mean, it's Zach and I are on it very often too. So you know, it's kind of like if you want to see more of us, then you know, you may see more of us on that channel more often. So subscribe to it, because I need to hit a certain threshold in order to get memberships and emotes unlocked. So please help me out.
It's definitely more of like a refined version of what we do all the time. Just sit and shoot the shit, and then we have games where we do silly things. So it's a grand old time. I enjoy it a lot.
I'm glad. Well, that's all. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Oh, I messed it up. Thanks. See you guys in 118, baby.
Baby, bye-bye.
Goodbye.